we're acting as if Donald Trump is the only president who's ever focused on deportations. Now, again, the optics may be that that was a big part of his campaign to kind of go in and totally expedite this process with ICE to get illegal people out of the country. But again, we had a huge amount of people that came in right before he was in office during Biden's term. It is what it is. I don't understand. So if you go back to Trump's first term, he deported less people than Barack did in his term, right? So what are we really arguing about? What are people actually arguing about? I think that this has become a whole Democrat issue, and we're likening immigration to all human rights allegations. We're likening immigration to slavery in some cases. I'll play a clip from Bakari Sellers in a minute regarding that. And I think that people are arguing. It's very ambiguous. It's very vague what people are arguing. What do they want to happen? Now, again, like I said, during Barack Obama, if you go back to Barack Obama's presidency, which he's the creme de la creme, or was the creme de la creme of Democratic presidents, I voted for him, as well. But he did what he had to do when it came to immigration. No one protested immigration. No one had an issue with immigration really until now. And I'm confused because at the end of the day, we never had a situation. I don't know of a time in my life where we had that many illegal immigrants come into the country. So, this argument that we're a country of immigrants and everybody has a right to be here is a strange argument. And what I want people to really think about, again, I said this before, if you go into another country right now as an American, if you feel like you deserve to go anywhere you want and go into a country, I urge people, get up, go fly somewhere, get your visa, go into a country, stay as long as you want, and see what happens to you. You understand what I mean? I want to go into Gavin Newsom for a minute. So Gavin Newsom, let's listen to him talk. I mean, this guy, Gavin Newsom, man, they've got to vote this guy out. California is so reckless. California has the worst taxes. They have one of the highest costs of living outside of New York. Or it might be more than New York, but anyway, it's in the same category. Highest cost of living, huge homeless population, gangs, crime, you name it. Unaffordable, unattainable living for many people in California, and ridiculous taxes, right? So they have every problem known to man. And this guy, let me play this real quick.
75 CHP officers, technically trained officers, tactical teams to address Donald Trump's mess. We are here to support local law enforcement, the sheriff's office, LAPD, but they didn't need that support. He made this up. This is a manufactured crisis in order to get under the tent to start to stretch credulity and to begin the process of moving inevitably towards a constitutional questioning crisis around posse comitatus. And it's, I think, inevitable. That's where he's going.
Tom Homan, the border czar, said to me yesterday he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his work. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes. Been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me.
Even if y'all don't need the help, what is it going to hurt? I don't understand why people are mad at the federal government. When the federal government doesn't help and you have a problem in the state, then people get mad at the federal government. But for whatever reason, with this particular administration, there is this sensitive thing about Donald Trump. And I don't see what the problem is. At the end of the day, the protest, if you're peacefully protesting, then stores aren't getting torn up. If you're peacefully protesting, you don't see cars on fire. If you're peacefully protesting, you don't see cinder blocks getting thrown at police cars. You don't see it happening. Someone has to deal with immigration, and the people who are protesting need to have some clear idea of what are y'all protesting for? What do y'all really want? Do you want no immigration? You want no enforcement at all? You just want people to be able to come into the country regardless? And it's a strange argument because, you know, what I hear a lot from Democrats, particularly, is that, you know, immigrants are a huge part of the American economy. And I've heard that many times, but I'm like, are you talking about illegal immigrants, or are you just talking about immigrants in general? Because immigrants have always been a part of the economy, but if we're talking about illegal immigrants, then that in and of itself, isn't that a problem? Isn't that something strange that we probably don't want to keep doing? Do we want to just have our economy based on illegal immigrants? That's a strange way to go about it, because, you know, when we go back to all the sanctuary cities, we go into all the money that was spent subsidizing illegal immigrants. It's just not good for the country. But I think it's a lot of theater. I'm not really sure people really care about immigration on that level. I think it's another issue on the Democrat side that they are holding on to get people to be angry at the Republicans. And I think this is a game. This is a dangerous game, because it's really not. It's not pushing forth a real solution. And it tells you something to me. If you live in this country legally, it tells you that, okay, you know, the other party, the Democratic Party, do they actually care about immigration, and do they have a plan as far as how to enforce immigration? You know, even this Abrego guy, who they who they followed all the way to Venezuela, and now he's been charged by the DOJ, and they've charged him for trafficking. And now, I don't know if the DOJ has ironclad evidence, but if they do, this is going to make the Democrats look crazy, because they've been using this guy as the poster child, as somebody who was done wrong by immigration. So we'll see what's up. I want to get into Bakari Sellers. So I want to play this clip from CNN where he was talking to Scott Jennings. Now, I'm just relating to the black community. This is an interesting thing because, again, immigration is an issue that has been tied to minority groups. And look, I stand with Latinos. I don't have no issue with any Latinos or anybody from South America, because these are the main people who are protesting in LA for the most part. I have no issue with my brown brothers and sisters, but at the end of the day, this is not a Latino issue.